Our next segment is looking into the world of drones, or rather looking down at Earth from a drone's point of view and exploring what the impact of drone technology is on the worlds of various vocational careers. Here to do that for us is Director of the Drone Council of South Africa, Shaun Ledlie. Mr. Ledlie, over to you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction, Kathy. My name is Shaun Ledlie. I'll just ask you to bear with me. I'm standing in for our chairman, Mr. Penyani. He had a family emergency, so I stepped in on very short notice. So please bear with me if my timing is off or if I refer to the slides. But we've got a lot of work, we've got a lot of information to get through. The idea of this presentation is to initiate more questions than giving answers. I think the interaction after this presentation will be a lot more constructive, and I look forward to inviting you into the drone world. Drone innovation, technology, and opportunities. It's a very big topic, so I'm going to go through a number of things at a very high level. So please put questions to me, and afterwards I think the discussion will be a lot more fruitful. I'm from the Drone Council of South Africa. What we do is we initiate ideas, we collaborate, and we partner with academia to empower academia. The topic is all about 4IR. Now, we've got to realize that 4IR is all about the data. Data analytics, data collection, big data, servers. But the question is, how do you get that data? And what exactly is a drone? So we've got to unpack what is a drone. A drone can be a toy, it can be a tool, depending on how you use it, or it can be an aircraft. On the screen, you can see a picture of an aircraft that is a fully fledged drone. There is no space for a pilot, and it weighs, I think, 750 kilos, got a 14-meter wingspan. The possibilities within the drone space are actually endless. Here we see a side picture. This drone is used for food deliveries into humanitarian missions. We also make drones. We have a very big drone industry in South Africa. Drones have been made in South Africa since 1988 by Denel. Here is an example of one of their drones. At the latest AAD show, these are South African drones made in South Africa in Pretoria. So we do have a lot of industry. We have a lot of development. We just need to unlock the potential. So let's go into which industries use drones. First of all, we have the upcoming taxis, drone taxis. This is a reality. It needs a lot further development within regulations to make it safe so that the consumer will feel comfortable putting his family in the car. Agriculture, smart farming. Again, the drone is all about collecting the data in the cheapest possible, most accurate way. We've had innovations in South Africa. South Africa invented a drone that plants trees. So now you can actually have people that are physically challenged can actually get in the fields and plant trees with technology. Healthcare, there's a number of examples. In Rwanda, they're delivering blood via drones. Our blood bank has also got a license to do that. So these are all upcoming. Anti-poaching conservation. That's where drones have played a big part in saving the animals. Maritime, there's various maritime opportunities, from flying drones to submersible drones to floating drones. Construction and planning, if you're in construction planning, quantity surveying, land surveying, project management, there is always opportunities for drones. Drones is the next tool. I consider it to be similar to the cell phone. 30 years ago, if you asked what would a cell phone help industry for, people wouldn't be able to answer that question, but today it's self-evident. Infrastructure development, the insurance industry. If you're getting your claims assessed, there's always photographs, pictures to be taken. If you've got a damaged roof, rather take the data from a drone and you have it on record with all the accompanying macro data, so the record is pure. Then climb a ladder. Firefighting, humanitarian relief, it's been very invaluable in saving lives, finding people in hard-to-reach areas. Urban planning, The cost of a helicopter is much, much exponentially more expensive than using a drone, and we've got a lot of urban planning to do in this country moving forward. In the telecommunications field, people are always testing the base stations. So you need to configure the base stations. The drones are perfectly equipped to do that. Home deliveries is a big topic that's coming up. I can't give you a timeline on that, but it will be in the future. It is happening internationally. We just need to basically get the regulations right. And more importantly, we have to build on the human capital. We have to build the skills into our population so that people aren't afraid and know how to use it. So when we create these job opportunities, we have people that can take advantage of it and fill those places. So very briefly, in mechanical, electrical, and construction, what can drones do? Well, very basically, if you want to inspect a building, a tower, or a plant, you need to shut the plant down. That can take up to 2 to 3 days, whereas with the right technology, with the drone, you can get that job done in 45 minutes, and then you can get to the serious business of analyzing the data and not collecting the data. You get consistent and accurate data. The downtimes of plants is down, and we call these new-collar jobs. It's not a blue-collar or a white-collar. This is a new-collar job because it doesn't exist. So we are not just regurgitating jobs that were lost during the downturn. This is a brand-new industry, and it's time to get involved and make your mark. The Drone Council, we lean on the 3 pillars to success for all of our projects. It's working very well. And these are training, mentorship, and incubation. Quite frankly, there just isn't enough skills in the country at the moment to train for the workforce that we need for the future. So our focus is training, mentorship, and incubation within academia, within the academic institutions that currently exist, so we can leverage off the existing infrastructure to train this skill. What do we expect out of the drone industry in the future? What can the country expect? Well, research has been done, and what the country is expecting is we're looking for 60,000 jobs in 6 years. There's 60,000 new-collar jobs. They can either be addition to qualifications such as engineers, land surveyors, quantity surveyors, etc., or they can be brand new jobs just as a commercial pilot that fills this role within organizations. So what are the challenges to this transformational growth that we're talking about? The biggest challenge is the access to the technology. The technology you can go and buy, but in order to use this technology in a responsible commercial way, you need to understand that it is aviation, you are in the sky, and you have to abide by the rules because you are sharing the same skies as helicopters and aircraft. And in aviation, when things go wrong, they go wrong very quickly and very expensively. So we have a lack of certified training institutions. Now, there are a lot of pilots, but around the drone industry, there's a lot more qualifications, there's a lot more career opportunities than just being a pilot. You have maintenance technicians, you have coordinators, you have safety people, safety managers, quality managers, etc. So it is aviation, just smaller, but you need the same skills. So we also lack the teachers, we lack the instructors with the requisite knowledge. The Drone Council's recently embarked on a 2-year project with the regulator, where for the first time in the regulations, it is defined as to what you need to do to become an instructor, what you need to do to become an examiner. And that law is in the process and should be published within the next month or 2. So how are we going to grow industry when we've got suboptimal training capacity? The Drone Council signed an MOU with SACPO, and that was in 2022. The program is operational, and we're also working with the DUT, which I will get into shortly. The objective is to create a national training footprint. So if you have an interest in drones, you can get the training that you require in your province, in your area, at your local TVET college, in fact. That is what we're striving for. How are we going to do that? First of all, we're going to transfer the skills to the teachers. So we're going to train the trainer, run that program within the teachers of the TVETs. And then secondly, we're also going to train the institutions. The institutional knowledge is very, very important because you need to comply with the aviation regulations, and it is complex, but it is always achievable. You just need to understand why. So our main objective is to capacitate 32 TVET colleges across the country. We are busy in the process of evaluating candidates and putting them forward, but this is a go. So if you're interested and you feel your TVET has the appetite, please contact us and we'll start the evaluation process. This evaluation process is tried and tested. We've been working with the Durban University of Technology for 2 years, and we have been very successful. I'm just going to speed up a little bit. I see I'm running out of time. The DUT solution, the DUT wants to transfer skills. The DUT is now a certified training school. And we want to pass this knowledge on to the educators that are in the business of doing the education. So please book your seat. The old saying, learn before you leap, is going to save you a lot of money. Become the expert that you are actually looking for to advise you. The DUT is taking the lead in this. We're also working with Nelson Mandela Bay. We've gone through all the accreditations. Phase 1 is complete. The DUT campus is certified. It's after 18 months of collaboration for Project Catch Up 2023. And we're busy in the process of Phase 2, which is the train the trainers, identifying the institutions and building the capacity. So if you feel that your institution has the capacity or the appetite, please get hold of us. Attend the training at DUT, and they'll guide you through the process before you've invested in the hardware and in the process. Empower your team to evaluate your own risks instead of paying consultants. How do I get involved? Just reach out and get in touch. I look forward to any questions. I've gone a little bit over time, but if we can get some very interesting questions, I'm sure we'll get some room to move. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that, Shaun. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've actually got a drone. I've got my own drone in here today. I brought it in specially for you. And round about now, I'm going to start operating it virtually. You can't see me moving it, but I'm actually the one moving it. Okay, of course, I'm not the one moving it. But the team is just going to launch it from where it's positioned right now while we get into the rest of this conversation. This one is a question that is from Mpulai Koloko. Mpulai is asking, how do I get a license for a drone? How does a person qualify to get a drone license?
So who was the question from?
It's from Mpulai.
Mpulai? Yes. Very good question. The first thing you need to do is you need to get in touch with a drone training school certified by the regulator. There are currently 9 or 10 in the country, and that is the purpose of this project, is so wherever you are geographically, you won't have to spend that extra money to get your accreditation by going to a major city. We're trying to bring that to you.
You spoke about the different uses of drones and in the various industries. Can people hire drones out just to help them do some of that work?
People can hire drone companies to come and do their work. You can fly a drone under certain restrictions without a license, but as soon as you bring that commercial aspect in, you need a higher level of certification and accreditation, and that's essentially for the insurance companies to make sure you don't hurt anybody.
Vusi Zikalala wants to know, how can drones assist in teaching and learning?
Wow, now you've hit the number on the head. Drones, my biggest passion for teaching and learning is to encourage children to do maths, full mathematics, not maths literacy. And what drones do is at an early age, children can understand that there's technology here that they really have an affinity for, and that can lead them into understanding that full maths is the only pathway to get there. By taking the shorter option, they're not going to be able to achieve the heights that they want to get to. So that's how I see it as achieving and learning.
You listed also just the uses of drones currently and what that could mean for the future. So I'm looking at Rwanda and the delivery of that medication, but also bring this to the consumer, right? Can we have sort of a take a lot of Mr. D delivered via drones? How much weight can they actually carry? And is that a limitation when you think about the future and deliveries?
From the picture I showed you, that
Yeah.
is a delivery drone that drops those boxes out while the aircraft is moving, and that takes 360 kilograms.
One drone, 360 kilograms?
Yes.
Okay. So that answers my question then. There's quite a lot that it can carry.
And they're just getting bigger and bigger and more versatile and more intelligent. So
Yeah.
the bigger discussion is not what can they do,
Yeah.
it's what do we want them to do. Do we want them flying over a house, yes or no? Because you might want your delivery, but I might want to have a quiet Sunday at my pool. So there's a big takeoff,
Yeah.
and that's why we need to get more skilled people involved in the conversation, so we can have these debates.
The last question I have for you. Earlier you talked about the airspace, the fact that it is a licensed space and there's a lot of other activity outside of drones. If you're talking about drones getting bigger, being able to carry perhaps even heavier cargo, I mean, that increases the risk. I imagine I don't want to be flying and knowing that somebody is flying a drone that could accidentally hit the wing of the plane that I'm on.
Most definitely not. And that's why we need to build a skill set, and that is why we need to educate people, because you don't even have to go that high. Helicopters don't fly that high. You can hit a helicopter. That helicopter comes down, it lands on people. So it's always best to do the investigation, get certified, so you don't make a mistake and then people get hurt.
Let me thank you so much for coming onto the platform today. You've shared a lot of insightful information. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Kathy.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for your time.